In times of war and conflict, there's another kind of warfare we see, the information war, the narrative war. And when tensions flare, our instinct is to turn to social media because we all want real time updates. We want to know what's happening right now. And that's precisely why we need to be aware of the misinformation flooding us. Before the first bullet is fired, the first lie is spread. And thanks to social media, these lies don't just travel fast, they go viral. They confuse, manipulate, and provoke. A missile strike video might turn out to be footage from a video game. Let me give you a real example. Many Pakistani social media handles posted visuals of an attack. They claimed it was Pakistan Army's attack on Indian military colonies. Turned out to be false. While the origin of this video is not known, it's surely from before even the Pahalgam attack, and it's suspected to be from Indonesia. Another video shows fire and claims it is Pakistan's attack on the Srinagar air base. It turned out to be from Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, and it's from 2024. This is why we decided to break the format and bring you a special episode of Let Me Explain, because we have a special guest who's fact-checker Mohammed Zubair. He's going to tell us all about the kind of misinformation that's been rampant ever since the Pahalgam attack and how you can try to differentiate between what's true and what's not. Because the thing about fake news is that some of it feels true. Some of it even looks like news, but too often it's not. When fake news spreads during war or conflict, it doesn't just mislead, it can stoke hate and make things even worse. Even journalists can get caught up in it all. The pressure to break news first often comes at the cost of checking if it's actually true. And that's why fact-checking isn't optional, it's essential. People like Mohammed Zubair are out there every single day debunking falsehoods and holding the light, even when it comes with threats and abuse. At the News Minute, that's the kind of work we back. Not for ads, not for clicks, but because it matters and because we believe in it. This Press Freedom Week, we are running a buy one and gift one subscription offer. If you care about independent journalism, now's the perfect time. Get a subscription for yourself and gift one to someone else, and that one's on us. Let's spread our subscription offer and not fake news. Now, before I go across to Zubair, remember a new episode of Let Me Explain drops every Saturday. And don't forget to write to me with what you thought of this episode and this format. You know my email address, it's pooja@thenewsminute.com. So, Zubair, we've been seeing a lot of misinformation coming from the other side of the border. What are the key trends you have seen of misinformation coming from Pakistan's side?
This started especially soon after the strike by the Indian armed forces to 7 or 8 terror camps which were based in Pakistan. And soon after that, like I was this happened around 1:30 or 1:45. There was a tweet by army personnel saying we've struck them, and then soon after that tweet, and there were a few videos shared by local media channels here and also news reporters. That is, I mean, Aditya Raj Kaul, he's also a reporter who does it from the border side. So I saw his video because I had seen, I mean, that video I had seen it already, which is, I mean, it was easier for me. It's not that easy, maybe because if you've not seen it, it's not easy to call that out. But soon after that, I saw that, I thought, okay, I've seen it. Like because I used to cover, as in I used to do a lot of misinformation, fact check for misinformation during the Gaza times. I saw that video and I could relate, okay, this probably could be from there. And then I found that, and with a simple reverse image search on Google Lens, I could get the original video. And I mean, soon after posting that, I got a lot of hate. Saying, during this time, why do you have to fact check our reporters from our side? I did not see the tweets then, but soon after that, as I said, like after I pointed out the misleading video by Aditya Raj Kaul from here this side, and I think after half an hour or so, there were a lot of videos and images shared by this Pakistani side, and one of the, I mean, what I do is like I usually see the language, the tone of how they use. Like, I mean, I think because for now I'm probably used to it. Maybe not. Maybe if it's someone wants to do it immediately, it's not that easy to make out. Probably this could be problematic, or maybe this could be a fake one, or maybe misleading one. Uh, I saw a few tweets there was one tweet which had posted. I mean, there was one video which was posted by the Pakistani, and that was usually during Gaza and during Ukraine and Russia war. I've seen several news channels from India had posted such similar videos. They show a video of, I mean, a video game, Arma 3, and then maybe I guess other simulated videos, and claim as if this is like some attack being held. So similar videos were shared by handles from the Pakistan. So it was like easier for me instantly. So what happened was like I debunked 3 or 4 videos. My team probably by then it was 2 o'clock, 2:30, and I did not know how far this would go. I thought maybe 1 or 2 videos. I thought I will sleep after 1 or 2, and then I saw a lot of videos coming in, and I fact checked a few. I responded to them, and I also quote tweeted them. And the reason why I do usually is I have a good reach on Twitter, 1.2 million followers, and I wanted my followers to know, okay, this is fake news, and parallelly, I also go respond to them. I reply to them so that people following them should also know. So after 2 or 3 videos, what I mean, there's also thanks to Twitter algorithm, which is otherwise not. I mean, it is not
in your
good
favor.
in our favor. Because I started watching more and more videos from the Pakistani side, it showed more and more videos from their side.
Right.
So I mean, in this case, it was helpful to me. So, I mean, I had debunked around, I at least responded to say 150 to 170 odd Twitter handles.
All Pakistani handles.
Mostly Pakistani. I would say 90% this time. So 90% of the Twitter handles were from Pakistan, and very few from. I mean, it is not the case mostly. Most of the time, it is the Indian propaganda handles who do this. But this time, it was like more and more from Pakistani handles. And there were a few handles who said, like, I mean, they would not directly say, say anything against India. They would say, they would say, what is the government doing? They're like, there are claims by the Pakistanis who say they've shot down 4 or 5 jets from Indian side, and we've not responded. I mean, this is how we prepare. One of the Twitter handle I'm forgetting, I think Tejasvi or something. I'm forgetting the name. Uh, he has a pinned tweet of Rahul Gandhi's photo, and he has retweeted or maybe shared something related to Kharge and Congress and SP, that is um, Samajwadi Party. So, I mean, it was not easy to find out if it is him. And people actually from the right wing, I would say from the BJP, started calling out you being, matlab, I mean, they started calling him out, saying, matlab, you Congress are traitor. I mean, this
So
is how you do it.
just to again confirm, you're saying that Pakistani handles pretended to be Indians associated with opposition parties like Congress, SP, and others, and started questioning governments
Government.
and what they're putting out.
So, and then I found a list on Twitter wherein this person, this Twitter handle, I tried to find out older images of his, I mean, older, say, post office. I could not. But then I later on found out that his Twitter ID earlier, that is a few days before the terrorist attack here in Pahalgam, was Teju786, which was a little strange. Why would anybody whose name is Tejasvi would use 786? 786, as you know, it's like usually people from the Muslim community use it. So that was a little strange. And the language what he used, the Hindi what he used was, people here in India, if they write, I mean, probably the usage, the way we speak could be a little similar. But the usage, I mean, the way we write in English is a little different. So I was like very much confirmed it as him. I could not directly say it is him, but then yeah, I got it confirmed from, I mean, using seeing his tweets, and I found him in one of the, there's a something called similar to WhatsApp list. You can also have a Twitter list. So I found one list wherein this person was part of that list, and there were eight odd people, and the creator of that list was a Pakistani. That was very much confirmed. I knew that, and then I saw 7 to 8 people, and except for this person, that is Tejasvi, there were 6 or 7 other people whose name obviously were Indians and Hindus, and with a prefix of, say, colonel, major, when everybody is pretending to be army
Army
personnel.
personnel. Huh.
And I was very sure it is them, but then I cannot directly say if it is them, right? I'll have to prove, as a fact checker, I'll have to prove. So what I did was I individually went to all their handles, and most of the handles were created recently, say 1 month, or no, that is May or April, either after the the terror
Pahalgam attack.
attack
Yeah.
in Kashmir, or during that time. So any colonel, I mean, why would they? I mean, they have very less followers, and all their followings and the people they followed were mostly from Pakistan. So when it was, I mean, they also had followed people like Rahul Gandhi here, just to probably confuse their followers.
But here's the problem. You're a fact checker professionally. So you can spot, because the way you described it, there are nuances that you've picked up that a lay person will miss. And emotions are running high.
Exactly.
Everybody wants
Confirmation
to show
bias,
and
yeah.
right? They want to support, show their support by sharing these images. What can a lay person do when you go, let's say, on Twitter or Instagram, X rather? When you see these images, how can they differentiate between what's true and what's not?
Uh, how do we spot what is authentic? The one of the ways is to don't believe anything which has emotional message along with the image, along with the photo or the video. Like triggering me saying, matlab, it could be very emotional, saying okay, this has happened and all that. But the way they describe, you cannot. Matlab, we usually don't believe that. People should not believe that. The first thing is see if it is put out by an authentic media outlet. But unfortunately,
Yeah.
most of the media outlets here in India have also, just before coming, I mean, I stopped here just to tweet. There was one incident happened, like they were selling in LOC, and from Poonch area, I think 12 odd civilians were killed from the Pakistani side, and many children were also killed. And that one of the image, he's a teacher, forgetting his name, one of the teacher from Indian side, he was killed by the Pakistanis, and the image is now being used by Indian news channels. I think I at least spotted 3 or 4 saying, "Dekho, matlab, claiming the terror, we've killed the terrorist." And now, maybe also, especially during these times, wait for official confirmation, I would say. There are news channels and there are WhatsApp numbers. For example, we have also shared our WhatsApp numbers, and maybe we don't respond much because we get a lot of messages asking for queries. But then, yeah, even if we don't respond, if we find out if it is fake, we usually write an article and publish it so that people can go subscribe to our maybe YouTube channel and also our web. Other, I mean, they are say other authentic fact checking website called, say, Boom. You can also follow that, and many others. I think now the PIB, I would say, PIB is, especially during this time, I think you'll have to follow PIB because the government statements come from the PIB.
Correct.
So otherwise, I would usually, they hardly put out fact checks if there's a misinformation, unless and until if it is
Against the
it
government,
is
yeah.
targeting harming the government. So yeah.
But in this case, you
In this
think
case, I
that
would definitely recommend, because most of the statements which have come out from the government or from the military is directly to the PIB.
since you guys have put in the kind of hard work, not just now, but there's something you've done over years, and a quick appeal from both of our side, if I may, to our viewers. If you haven't already, do check out the wonderful work that people at Alt News do. You can follow Zubair and all his colleagues on X, and most importantly, if it wasn't for fact checkers, you'd all be living in a world of misinformation. You wouldn't be able to differentiate fact from fiction. So their role, their job is more important now than ever. So make sure we'll put out a link. Make sure that you contribute to Alt News so you can keep journalism free. And as I keep reminding you, do make sure you become a subscriber of the News Minute and News Laundry. But going back to PIB, now, to quickly summarize, one, you'd say don't immediately forward everything that comes on your WhatsApp or wherever else, right? Especially if it's emotive in nature. Second, try to cross-verify. Go and Google it. Only if you find many reports on it, then you look at it as correct. Third is, right now, you're saying PIB is doing a good job. For now,
I
we
would not
can,
say you're doing a good job.
or we can
It's just
rely on
that
them.
whatever, the statements are reliable, I would say. Matlab, see, we fact checks more than 30, 40 odd misinformation from the Pakistani side. And by yesterday, I mean, we've done it, say, since past 2 days, I mean, 1.5 day. And we've hardly seen any fact checks by the PIB. I mean, you are there to fact check propaganda from the other side, and against the government, at least, I know. But at least, I mean, even that you're not doing it properly, efficiently. And they have debunked, say, a handful of fact checks. Just And the problem also with the PIB here is they just put out, okay, this is fake. And how do you say it is fake? How do you prove it is fake? They just put out saying, okay, don't believe this, and whatever this handle or this channel has put out is fake. And they don't even give the methodology. Okay, how did you prove it is fake? And okay, maybe at times there are say letters written saying, okay, this letter could be fake. Maybe that part I know you cannot. But then how, for example, if there's an older video, how do you prove? You'll have to prove that,
So
right? I mean,
convincingly, like how you guys
exactly,
put out saying
exactly.
this is a video from so and so date, from so and so
So and
place.
so, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, at least even if it is not in detail, but at least it has to be. Even if you have to put out a poster, you'll have to give proof. Okay, this was probably shared in 2017 or 14, whatever, and from other places. And also the number of fact checks, at least during this time. If people, a small team like us, and if we can do it, why can't they? I mean,
That was my next question to you. Why are not more people doing it? Because newsrooms have much larger resources than Alt News or News Minute, right? So why are they not doing it in your opinion? I mean, they
uh,
do have fact check units,
yeah.
but
I mean,
they're not as
even if they don't
efficient.
have fact check units, the work of the journalist is like, it's part of. I mean, it's part of fake fact check is part of journalism, right? I mean, they'll have to anyways verify before putting it out. I mean, they themselves have been part of this propaganda, or maybe I don't know. What I feel is they've also been pressurized by the politicians or by the government to put out one sort of narrative. I mean, I'm talking in general, not in particular. Maybe, and also their own biases. Like if they do fact checks, but if they think people from the other side, I mean, which fits their narrative, if they have to do, they'll do it. But unfortunately, be it news channels, well, the big news channels, Times Now, be Republic and ABP, everybody, I would say anybody. I mean, except for very few, like a few of us, I would say, news outlets. Everybody is like, we've been, alt news has also, apart from debunking fake news, we've also been like news laundry. News laundry I obviously started off very much earlier, but we've also been media accountability. We've called out news channels and news anchors who've been amplifying this multiple times.
That's earned you a lot of enemies, lot of
Which is
brickbats.
probably why, yeah. I mean, at least you don't. I mean, yeah, there are one of the reason why is like, okay, and also thanks to yesterday, I've also been getting a lot of appreciations from the people who have been abusing me,
Yeah, because
appreciating my
fact
work.
check at times like this is so crucial. Now they have realized when you have misinformation coming in from the other side, which is why I want you to explain to our viewers, if you can, why, especially at the time of a conflict, even otherwise, it is so important to fact check and what damage misinformation can really do.
Probably I'll give you a few, for example, not recently, of late now, thanks to my almighty, like from past 2, 3 years, that particular misinformation is drastically come down. But every year we used to have this misinformation and disinformation about how people from Muslim community, people from Dalit community, people from various background, who are poor, who's transgender, would usually pick up your kids and maybe sell the kidneys and all that, right? I mean, I remember in 2018 or so, this particular message was so viral, so it has led to several deaths across India. I mean, you've also seen in Palghar, wherein 3 sadhus were lynched, and even now it's like the case is going on. There's like counter propaganda saying it was intentionally done and all that. But then, yeah, they were in, for example, in Madhya Pradesh, in UP, Bihar, especially Rajasthan, here also a few parts of South India, but then mostly in the Hindi belt, this disinformation. The disinformation started with a claim saying there are people from Rohingyas and Bangladesh who would pretend to be sadhus and who would come down to you asking bhiksha, that is alms, and you'll have to be very careful. If not, they'll pick your kids and they'll take the kidney and whatnot. So, I mean, people from the village, I mean, that was the time when the Geo was newly launched, and people would from the village could not differentiate from normal YouTube video or the news channel. Anybody, for example, sitting in front of with a mic, people anyways would assume कि maybe why would anybody on YouTube? I've seen it on YouTube.
Correct.
Why would he lie? What does he get from lying? I mean, they don't know what he's getting from lying. So they would assume कि maybe कोई बोल रहा है, somebody is saying on YouTube channel, why you delay? It's like probably because he wants to inform us. So they take it on his face value. People would assume it is true. I remember like we reached out with a lot of uh, UP police personals there, especially in the villages and the other various districts, asking them to take action. One is how do we take action in this way? One is like to go announce across the maybe a lot of villages. And UP police, in this particular case, they were very successful in doing this. Like we put out like whenever we used to get misinformation or maybe a video, even if it is not viral, the first thing we do is like we also write articles. We'll also somehow try to convey it to the police there so that this information, not just put it on Twitter, they'll have to, because hardly 1% of the people would be on Twitter. So I think during those days, the way actively, along with the help of police, we were able to say, I mean, I would not say completely, but then as much as possible, we were able to sort of stop this. So, many other instances. This is one example. It is very important to be very careful of what you share it on social media without verifying.
Absolutely. And just a quick reminder to people that now you pay and get a Twitter verification. So just because somebody has a blue tick doesn't mean the person is verified. The person's tweets are authentic and confirmed. Before I let you go, if I could just request for a small demo, if we could just capture that for our viewers so they know exactly what the process is like. And for those of them who are tech savvy, who can kind of do this on their own as well, this is, I guess, one way that they can also fight misinformation.
There was this video shared by people from the Pakistan claiming Indian soldiers were captured and they were retreated. So that was a propaganda saying we've captured Indian soldiers. So this was the video. So I wanted to just verify this. So how do you verify if you receive it on WhatsApp? I think you just have to probably take the best screenshot, as in whichever frame you want to. In this case, let me take a screenshot of this particular video. This is a screenshot I've taken. So now you will have to verify when it is from. So what I do is, you can either have upload it on your Google Lens app, or just go to say Chrome, and you have this Google Lens ka icon here. You can upload it here, and most probably, I mean, if it was captured earlier, it would give you results. In this case, let's see if it has captured earlier. So it says it gives multiple results with same image. So here it says see exact matches. Let's go there. Most probably, if it is like reshared recently, it will also give the links to the YouTube videos or X accounts of recent videos. But we want to see if it is shared earlier. So we let's see if it is like I'm scrolling up. I'm scrolling down, saying to see if it is shared earlier. So it also gives me from 2020 and also from 2019. It was shared by Aditya Raj Kaul. So okay, now he's a journalist and a verified account. What if we had found this video on 2019 by some other unknown person? So if you have to still further confirm if it is from a verified handle or maybe from news channel, so maybe what you can do is you can there's a way, if you are on X, there's a way wherein you can there's one trick. I've just used this. So say I've just used this text used by Aditya Raj Kaul saying Pakistan Army flag, and his tweet was on September 14. So what I've done is I've used this filter called until 2019 -9, which is September and 19, and then I've also used a filter called filter videos, wherein it will show me it will not show me all the tweets, but it will show only the videos from the tweets. For example, people who've posted on that day or before that day, along with the only the videos. So in this case, I can see people have also shared the same old video of 2019, but then this is not verified video, so I cannot rely on that. So I'll try to scroll. Okay, here you see somebody has shared this tweet 2019, but it says from ANI. So I go here, and now I have ANI tweet from 2014, and the claim is Indian Army killed 2 Pakistani soldiers who were retaliating, and this is the news.
Now you might be thinking, why should you worry about misinformation or fake news as it's called? Isn't that a journalist's job? Well, it's not just on us. Because when fake news spreads, it's every single person who ends up paying the price. The Nazis, in fact, weaponized information during World War II. During the Gulf War, a young girl testified in front of the US Congress that Iraqi soldiers had taken babies out of incubators in Kuwaiti hospitals and that they left them to die. It was a powerful emotional story, and it helped build support for the war. But later, it turned out that the whole thing was made up. The US justified the 2003 invasion of Iraq by claiming that Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. I'm sure you all remember this. They also claimed that he had links to the Al-Qaeda. All these claims were later proven to be false. All these narratives were widely amplified by the media, shaping public fear and, of course, support for wars. In today's conflicts, we see the exact same tactics: shocking videos, unverified claims, and images stripped of context. During Israel's war on Palestine too, we saw this playing out again and again and again. An influencer claimed grieving Palestinians were crisis actors, faking pain. But fact-checkers traced the video, and the man had indeed lost 3 children. Disinformation can also come from official sources and then get amplified by major outlets. The danger is that people can completely lose trust, and that's when disinformation wins. This is why media literacy and fact-checking are more important now than ever, especially for young people. In Finland, schools are leading the way, teaching students to question, verify, and analyze before they share anything. Kerala also tried this at one point. Let's be clear, misinformation is a strategy. It's a weapon. And in the fog of war, it can kill clarity, compassion, and even truth itself. So the next time a shocking video appears in your feed, pause. Ask where it came from, who benefits from you believing in it, and what facts can you find to back it up. Because truth needs allies, and each one of you has a role to play.